Yes, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV for what is going to be one of the biggest pump-ups of the season. And, of course, today joining us to help us get through it is the one and only Brian Daigle from Tottenham on Tour. When we head to Scunthorpe Bridge, kickoff at 4:30 p.m. as well. The referee is, I'll tell you now, give me 1 second, is Anthony Taylor. So if anything goes wrong, make sure you write that name down. And Mike Dean, the chicken killing machine, which he used to actually be working in a chicken slaughterhouse, he is in the VAR room today as well. So hopefully we do get the decisions. But like I said, we head to Scunthorpe Bridge to take on Thomas the Tank Engine. By the time we're finished with Chelsea today, it's not a striker they'll be looking to sign. It will be a mechanic, because we will break down that Thomas the Tank Engine. Brian, how are you keeping today, my man? You pumped up for today away at Scunthorpe Bridge?
Oh, mate, I'm always pumped up. When it comes to this game and the Filth are the two games that really, really get me excited. It's a beautiful day here in Toronto. I'm outside the world-famous home of the Toronto Spurs, and I'm wearing the lucky shirt. So nothing can go wrong today. Nothing can go wrong.
No, it definitely can't. Look, Daigle, I feel different going into this game. I think, look, we're going to turn Thiago Silva into Sterling Silva, second place behind gold. We're going to turn Koulibaly into Krampabali again, like he went down against Everton, and Aspilicueta across the back line. The pensioners are rolled out again for Chelsea across that back line. I can't wait to see Kulu Sexy, Class A Harry Kane, and the Korean King absolutely destroy them. Brian, as we know, Scunthorpe Bridge, is a very, very notoriously hard place for Tottenham to go and get results. One win there since 1990, I believe it is. Very, very hard to go. Why do we struggle there? And do you think today is a lot different?
I think we struggle a lot because of sheer mentality. When it comes to these big games, and listen, I'm very, very superstitious, as people will know with me wearing this shirt. There's these bogey team things, they get to you. They do get to you. And obviously when the big games come, it's been the managers, the players, there hasn't been that mentality, that belief, that togetherness to say, do you know what, we can do this. And when we go a goal down, it's, oh, here we go again at the Bridge. Whereas now it is completely different. There's completely different because of one man and one man only, and that man is Antonio Conte, who I can imagine. Do you know what it is, David? I watched something on Alex Ferguson a couple of weeks ago. It was the players saying that Alex Ferguson switched for 2 weeks of the year into a more deadly serious one. That's whenever he had to play the Filth.
Yeah.
They said literally whenever the Filth happened, he just switched and went into like army mode and was like, right, everything gets ramped up. And I'm sure Antonio Conte is feeling the same way about this game, where it's like, right, we go up a gear this week, and hopefully, we will see the rewards of it.
Yeah, do you know what, Brian? Look, Scunthorpe Bridge, like we said, it's been a notoriously hard place to go, but I believe it's been down to mentality and maybe the quality of the squad. Funny enough, the only time we bet Chelsea was actually when Conte was in charge, and we bet them very well. But look, for me today, it's a complete different feeling, Brian. I mean, you hear Chelsea fans, they're always talking about, oh, it's Tottenham, we always get up for it. They're going to need Viagra today, Brian, to get up for this game, because honestly, they're depleted at a minute. You've got that wannabe Bob Geldof in charge, Tom Wally. You know, then you've got the Chelsea manager, who for me is very, very unhappy. They got slapped by Arsenal 4-0 pre-season. He came out and had to go at his players in the squad. They were absolutely crap against Everton, and they've got nothing on up top. They're a bit like Phil Mitchell out of EastEnders, absolutely nothing on top, you know, like a bald eagle is what they are. So for me, I think today is definitely different feelings, different vibes going into it. You say there's only one man to thank for this. I think there's two. I don't think you can leave out Don Paratici, Brian. I mean, even if you go back as far as January, when we went there in January, Romero was out. We played Doherty at left wing back. Winks, Ndombele, and Dele Alli were rolled out there. You know, no Ben Tekers. He didn't play. Kulusevski didn't play. No Romero. You know, we've got Perry Perisic to come off the bench. You know what I mean? If needed today. Well, we don't know, but I presume he'd be probably coming off the bench. So we are an entirely different proposition going into this game. I think we're more ready than what we've been in a long, long time, Diego.
Yeah, I mean, you heard me on Friday speaking about Paratici. Paratici has certainly made a change, and obviously with Conte coming in, the two of them working very, very well together. Paratici's done very well in bringing the players in. There's no denying that. The players he has brought in, but I think with Antonio Conte, and the reason I say Antonio Conte more is just because this is his old team. And let's face it, he was manager for the 2-0 away in the Premier League, but the other 3 he wasn't. And he won't tolerate losing 4 times in a season to Chelsea, not scoring a goal. No. He won't take any of that. He won't take a single thing of that. So Conte, I think, on that training ground would have been like a man possessed today.
Look, Conte is going to be like an absolute caged animal, Brian. He's going to be like a caged animal. Look, them defeats last year hurt him. The 3 in a row. Look, he absolutely hates Chelsea for what they've done to him. He's going to want that victory today. And the fact that he's going in there with that mindset that I want to beat Chelsea and I want to beat them bad, not going in there tentative, nervous, keeping an eye on the records. He's going in there hungry and wanting to win. And that, I believe, will resonate with the squad. It will seep down into the squad. And I think you'll have 11 caged animals running around like gazelles today and running around like a fly on shite, not giving this Chelsea team a minute. From minute 1, we need to get at them. No, we cannot let them settle in at home, get that shitty crowd behind them. In fact, they've actually got a tough choice to make today, right? Do they go to the Chelsea flower show and pick up flowers for the misses and the mothers, or do they go and watch Spurs Chelsea? I feel sorry for them. They have a very hard decision to make there today. But Brian, after the last game, after last time we played them, I think it was the first game around, Conte had some very, very stinging words to say. He said, if you compare it to our team, there is no comparison. We've seen the difference between the 2 teams. I know the situation is very clear. There's an important gap. Has that gap been closed?
Well, first of all, I just want to correct myself. In fact, Conte was in charge for 3 of them, weren't he, in the Chelsea games? He just weren't, not one, so my bad. So just repeat my thread. Let me just move away one second. Repeat that question again for me, David.
So Conte, after the last game, Brian, he had some stinging words to say about the level of where Tottenham are at. If you compare it to our team, there is no comparison. We've seen the difference between the 2 teams. I know the situation. It's very clear. There is an important gap. And what I want to know is, do you think that gap is closed, Daigle?
Yes. Yes, I do. I mean, you've even heard it with the media saying that we're a real threat. And I think, don't get me wrong, the window hasn't closed yet. The window hasn't closed yet. So we don't know what's going to happen on both sides of the coin. But if you look at the squad now compared to the squad we played in the last game against Chelsea, we have certainly improved that squad. Without a doubt, the squad is, we may not have the depth Chelsea have, but we have the quality. And it's certainly, let's face it, just up top, look at Chelsea's up top. Well, I mean, we're devastated Werner's gone because he's a great goal scorer, isn't he? It's a shame he ain't playing today.
That German hot dog. He's gone back.
It's a shame he's gone because he would have guaranteed that he wouldn't have scored. So
he wouldn't score in the Brian.
Yeah, probably. But you look at it, our front line, as people are saying, quite rightly, are probably the most feared in the Premier League right now. And you can't say that about Chelsea in their defence. All right, they brought in Koulibaly, but they've got to settle in. And like I said, Silva, they're aging. So the defence we've worked on as well. I think all over that, Basuma's come in. We've definitely closed the gap on them. Definitely closed the gap on them in quality of the squad.
I think we've closed the gap on them off the field as well, Brian. Not only if you look at the quality of the squad, the director of football we have in this, sacked Juan Maria. They've sacked everybody that made Chelsea what they were over the last decade or so. So, I think we've closed the gap on them immensely. Plus, we've got an unbelievable stadium, unbelievable training complex as well, unrivaled in world football. And I just want to ramp this up a little bit. Everybody at home, come on, chant with me. Yid Army! Yid Army! Yid Army! Come on, let's get at this scum today. I cannot wait. Brian, team selections will be out in about 20 minutes' time. If you're Conte, do you go with the same lineup that absolutely dominated and smacked Southampton round the place? Or do you make a couple of changes and maybe get in Perry Perisic in there for his leadership, his big game mentality, quality on the ball? Or do you stick with that same 11 that absolutely ran Southampton ragged?
So, I don't know if you've seen the rumours, but I've heard it and I've been sent it by someone as well, that apparently Everson has picked up a knock. Apparently he picked up a knock in training. It's touch and go whether he starts, so that may be a forced change. But who he does for that, whether we see Jed Spence or we see Doherty back, is up for debate. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But one change I would make, and it's only because I think this battle is going to be crucial. I want to see Basuma in there. I want to see Basuma in there for Højbjerg, and people will know my love for Højbjerg. But do you know what it is? All 4 games last season, Højbjerg was there. Not saying he was the weak link, but that midfield got bossed. It got bossed every single time we played him. And one thing we know Basuma can do, if they give him a player like he did with Harry Kane against us, he'll put some spice in that midfield and add the qualities that Højbjerg doesn't have. So Bentancur, I think, was superb against Southampton, and he's definitely fit and definitely plays. So if I had to make a change, that would be the change I make. I mean, listen, I'm a huge fan of Perisic, a huge fan of his. But like Conte said, if he ain't 100% fit, he won't play him, he won't risk him. And then I look at it, would I rather a Perisic come on not fully fit and have to be subbed for Sessegnon, or a Sessegnon start like he did against Southampton, and then if it's not working, bring on a Perisic nearer the end to batter a tyre in Chelsea? So if I had to make a change, I think it would only be that one for Højbjerg for Basuma.
Now, I do want to go back and touch on Højbjerg, but I want to ask you a quick question on Perisic. But before I do, everybody at home, come on, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and guys, feel free to get your super chats in to help support this great channel here that has been here from day dot for everybody through the bad times and the good times, and bring you unrivaled content. So why not get the super chats in and help support the show? If you're not going to do it on London Derby Day, well then when are you ever going to do it? But Brian, Perisic, if Emerson has picked up a knock, he's two-footed. Would you play him at right wing back, or would you bring in Matt Doherty?
That's a very good. I wish you hadn't asked me that question. I didn't see that one coming. You chucked that out of left field there. Oh, look who it is, Nick. Barry Sean, Phil Grant. They will put on a show for you.
I heard you mention Phil Mitchell and EastEnders, so you know.
so what was I say? Do you know what? Perisic. That's a really, really good question. I don't know. I don't know if I'd put him in. I think if again, I'll go back. If he was 100% fit, yes, I would. But I'd rather have him on the bench to come on and change it if needed. Because if he ain't 100% fit, I don't want him coming. The thing we got to be careful with these key players, and he will be a very key player, is don't rush them back and let them pick up a bigger injury than they're at. Don't cut our nose off to spite our face. So I would play Doherty or Spencer right back, and then if it's not working, then you've got the option to bring him on and fix it, rather than bring him on, he gets injured and we're screwed. So I still think I'd start if and this all is if Perisic isn't 100% fit. If Conte says he's 100% fit, he starts.
Yeah. Look, for me, Doherty played. He's had his time. For me, people are gassing him up over 6 good games he had last season before he went injured. 6 good games over the course of his Tottenham career. For me, I think it's a no-brainer. I think you've got to start Perisic down that side. Quality on the ball, big game player, experience. He's got the know-how. For me, I think you've got to play him in there if Emerson is out with that knock that he's picked up. But, I mean, Barry, Ranjit, I mean, Spurs is number 2 fan after me. I mean, I don't know what you want to be called, my man. But, look, right wing back, Brian has said that Emerson has picked up a knock. So who do you want to see come in for him then?
Well, that's a shame, really, because I think we all know how everyone's feelings about Emerson, right? And okay, yeah, last week he had a good game by his standards, and a good game as what he should be paid as a right wing back. I don't think Doherty's fit, or he's not match fit. He's come back quite early from his injury, so. Look, there's going to be a curveball thrown in there, but again, I think you're right. If like Brian said, if Perisic is 100% fit, then Perisic starts. But look, how often are we going into these big games and people picking up a knock? Romero picked up that knock at the North London Derby. We started to worry with Sanchez in there, thinking, "Oh, what's going to happen?" And we were fine. So look, whatever happens. I'm not gonna try and predict it because it'll probably be some left field decision. I mean, look, you could argue that you could drop Kulusevski in there and put Richarlison further up, but I don't think he'll do that. Mora, he tried it out in pre-season. So, yeah, look, it's going to be interesting when the teams are announced in about 13 minutes' time. We'll get the answer then. But, yeah, look, I'm buzzing for today, guys. I'm absolutely buzzing. I don't think it's going to be a crazy result. I think it'll be a bit of a smash and grab. But look, it doesn't matter. We're going into this. We're confident. And like we've all been saying all week, last weekend when I was in that stadium and Southampton scored, there was no panic. There'll be no panic if Chelsea go and score because we know what we can do. Conte knows what he can do, and look, we've seen what's happened to some other teams. United absolutely in the mud. Arsenal have not played anyone decent. So all those gooners crying, "Oh, we're top of the league. Jesus is amazing." You've not played anyone decent, and you won't play anyone decent until that North London derby. And that's when their fixtures get a little bit tasty. So, look, we take advantage in these first 5 games. We get back to the top of the league. And then, like with the journalists, like with all the other fans, they're going to start getting more rattled, more concerned about little Tottenham. It's going to be, oh, it's only Tottenham, boys. Well, it will only be Tottenham when we're at the top of that league come the end of the season.
And look, what they fail to realise, it's a complete different Tottenham. We are lean, mean, fucking killing machines this time round. We're not going there with Winks, who wouldn't hit the bar in a piss-up, let alone hit one of them Chelsea players. He played there last season. I'm not worried about Chelsea scoring. Raheem Sterling is going to be folded by Romero more than a fucking newspaper. Havertz is going to be crushed like a fucking crisp packet. I cannot wait for this game. Chelsea, they've spent over 200 million on strikers and still cannot buy a goal. That was everything, evidence against everything. They had to rely on a Jorginho penalty. Look, I'm so confident going into this game, more confident than I've ever been going away to Stamford Bridge. They are there. Sorry, Scunthorpe Bridge, correct me. They are absolutely there for the taking, and I cannot wait to absolutely beat them today. I honestly think, look, what happened to United yesterday, great, fantastic. Then pre-drinks went down absolutely brilliantly. But today, we're going to make Chelsea make them headlines for all the wrong reasons today. I cannot bloody wait. I cannot wait. And in fact, I cannot wait. I'm going to sing everybody a little song. You guys at home, get pumped up with me. Sing it with me. We sang in France and we sang it in Spain. We sang in the
sun and we sang in the rain. They tried to stop us, and look what they did.
The thing
I love most is being a youth.
Come on, let's get at that Bob Geldof wannabe Tom Wally. Let's
come on, Nick.
Every time I join in, it just go with my singing. It just goes crazy. I'm just leaving you two boys. Look, you two boys are going to go and win X Factor or whatever. I don't want to win that. I don't want to be the one on the side to go, well, guys, we would have put you through if Barry had not joined in with the singing. So.
Look, guys, it's your fault for not joining in. I'm blaming you.
We're not losing, mate. We're not losing. What are you saying, blaming me? There's nothing going on there, mate. We are winning.
But look, let's talk about this midfield battle today. Look, years gone by, Chelsea have had their way with us. They've just absolutely dominated possession. We couldn't even get a grip of it and keep any sort of possession ourselves. That comes down to the quality of the players that we were dealing with at the time. Now, I know Brian alluded to maybe taking Højbjerg out, and that Højbjerg has played against him, and we haven't got a grip in midfield. But that's because he has Winks in beside him, Dele Alli, Ndombele, Lo Celso. It was a one-man mission in there. Højbjerg goes to press. He's looking around for help, and everyone else is fucking 10 yards behind him with their bags packed, ready to go on holidays. Whereas that won't happen today. Bentancur, Højbjerg goes, Bentancur will be straight at him. That means that if I was Højbjerg, if I was Conte, instruct Højbjerg, get on Jorginho at every opportunity possible. He's the only ball player in there they have. Take the ball off him and get it to Ben Tekers and let him do exactly what he done against Southampton. I get the cause for Basuma, maybe get some legs in there. But for me, you can't underestimate what Højbjerg has done for this football club. We have to go back to remember why we signed him in the first place. We signed him because we could not get a grip in the middle with Sissoko, Winks, Ndombele, Lo Celso, or Dele Alli. We could not compete. We had no one in there turning over ball to give us a chance in the game. And that's why we went and got Højbjerg. This guy is in the leadership group at Tottenham Hotspur. First in on the training pitch every day and last one to leave. For me, I think he's going to be ready today, and I think he's going to set that tone with that first tackle. Absolutely clatter Jorginho and let him know where he is. But, I mean, Brian already alluded to it. He would actually bring in Bamusa, and I call him Bamusa after Musa Dembele. But, I mean, Barry, who do you want to see start in that midfield today? And do you even think Conte might switch it up and go for 3 in there today?
Yeah, look, he could, and that could be the curveball, right? He could play Basuma, Bentancur, and Højbjerg in that midfield just to completely shut that midfield down. But look, I think based on what we've seen, I think it'll be Højbjerg and Bentancur starting. Apart from that, I don't see many changes. But look, I think eventually it will be B&B in that midfield. But this is where we've got options, right? We've got the options now. We're not sat there going, oh, who do we put in that midfield? Where do we go? Obviously Skippy comes back from his injury. You've got a choice of 4 that and they can all play in there, and it's all going to depend on what game. This game is going to be a battle. It's going to be a war. Look, I trust in Conte in whatever he decides, right? And he could go all 3, but look, all 3 of them are warriors, and that's the most important thing. They're going to be in there, and they're going to be the ones that are going to absolutely, like you say, be all over them, have them in their pockets. It'll be like the Battle of the Bridge, but this time we'll be the ones that come out. There won't just be a Dyer and Lamela there in there. There'll be the Kulusevski, Romero, Son, Richarlison, Bentancur, Højbjerg. They're all going to be in there for this battle, and it is going to be a battle today. And look, Chelsea fans are worried. So that's where that game's going to be won and lost today in that midfield.
Let me just elaborate. The reason I say Højbjerg, and people will know, it's very hard for me to say Højbjerg out because he's my favourite player. But what you said about Jorginho, this is the one thing. The one thing that Højbjerg hasn't done, whether he's been asked to or not, is man marker guy and keep him out of the game. That's what when it comes to being a destroyer and being the pit bull and doing the work, no doubt about whatsoever, he is the best. And that's what I love him for. But when it's man marking, it's a huge discipline to have. And I don't know if anyone in the comments can remember a time Højbjerg has been asked in his Spurs career to sit on a player and say, right, keep this player out of the game. And then you look at what Basuma did when he was obviously told, keep Harry Kane out of the game, and look how well he did that. And if you can keep Jorginho out, then you got a big problem, or Chelsea have a big problem. So that's the only reason that I say Højbjerg. Otherwise, if this weren't Chelsea, I wouldn't be saying it. I just think for this game, what we've got to do is, the reason Conte's building this squad is he has options for different games to play different methods and different styles. And I think this time we've got to do something about Jorginho. If we allow him on the ball, he can damage us and get the ball everywhere he wants to do and dictate the play. And I think Basuma cuts that dead.
Yeah, look, I definitely see the argument for it. But for me, I just think if you look at the partnership Højbjerg and Benteke or Bentancur have, I think it'd be harsh to split that up today. I think you need that partnership and that camaraderie and the way they work for each other. I think you need that out there against Chelsea today. Look, putting in Basuma, I get the idea behind it, but you just don't know what you're going to get from him yet, and that's the truth about it. You haven't seen enough.
I will win one of these arguments, David. One day on the pump up, you will say, "Do you know what, Brian? I agree with you." One of these days.
I agree with a lot of what you say. I do agree with a lot of what you say, to be fair. But on this one, I think you've got to roll with Højbjerg and Bentancur. But speaking of Battle of the Bridge, I mean, guys, do you want to see another Battle of the Bridge today where you see, Spurs players stepping on Chelsea players' hands, roughing them up a little, bitch slapping them around Stamford Bridge?
Yeah,
that's 100%. Exactly. Go on. Sorry, Nick, you go.
Yeah, 100%. Look, when I think it's the perfect game, and we know what's going to happen. But when and we will see Richarlison come on, I'm sure of it, because this game is just built for him. And when he's on the pitch, we've already seen in pre-season, he's been there backing everyone up, backing Sonny up, backing Romero up. Even after Romero, after what Romero did with that tweet after the Everton game, he's He's there. He understands. And guys, honestly, there is going to be a battle on that pitch, but also that is going to almost play into our hands. We rough them up. We get in amongst them. They're not going to like it. You know what Sterling's like. Sterling will fall over left, right, and centre. Yeah, T-Rex running.
Yeah,
Phoebe.
And and also look, the one thing that I'm really excited about is Kane and Son are going to be chomping at the bit to prove what happened after last week. Right? They didn't have their best game. I said it. I think Sonny had one of his poorer games that I'd ever seen at the stadium. But look, they're going to be chomping. Conte is going to be chomping. They're going to be fired up now. They're going to be in that changing room, and they're going to be ready to go out. And look, we all talk about records, right? Records are there to be beaten. How many times do we sit there and say, hasn't won this, or England haven't gotten to a final, that England's women won the Euros, Leicester winning the Premier League? All these records, like I said last season when we were going for top 4, they're there to be beaten. And today is the day that it gets beaten. All the pundits, I've never seen them all week. Souness, Redknapp, Simon Jordan, Roy Keane, all in our corner, right? That is a massive turnaround because normally it's like this. And that is what I'm loving. They're battling. Yesterday, the interview, Redknapp and Neville after the Man U game, that I watched that this morning, it was insane, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're battling, but we're actually battling because we know that we can back it up now. We're not battling it because, in the past it would have been, oh, look at Spurs. They've won 3 games. They're giving it the big one, blah, blah, blah. Now we're winning and they're worried because we're backing it up. And that is why we're going to back it up today. Honestly, Conte is going to be absolutely, if they don't get a result today, look, things can happen. If we play well and we lose, we can't ask much more of the players, right? But if we play badly, Conte's there ain't going to be no day off tomorrow. There isn't going to be there'll be a double session. He'll be roasting them.
100%. I could not agree more. First of all, big up, Mike. Hopefully you and your son have a great day. Your son getting baptized, my man. Big yourself up, brother. And by the way, West Ham have missed a penalty against Nottingham Forest.
What a shame.
Nottingham Forest are still 1-0 up. So it still continues. West Ham get battered everywhere they go. But as you guys know, that's all I'll say on them guys because they might try to do it again. But Daigle, I mean, Nick Barry, he's just getting us absolutely pumped up. I mean, do you want to see us, absolutely not beat Chelsea on a footballing level, which would be fantastic because they have been better than us over the last few years, but also rough them fuckers up. Because as you know, Daigle, we fucking hate Chelsea.
The teams are in, Dave. The teams are in.
Oh, go on, give us the quick teams before we let Daigle in there. Shout them out, Nico.
Lloris, Romero, Dyer, Davis, Royale, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Sessegnon, Kulusevski, Son and Kane.
Same team.
Same team.
Okay, so it's got the same team. Okay, so Emerson's fit, which is...
And Cucurella and Loftus-Cheek start for Chelsea.
Okay, so in answer to the question, I want to see us play 50 Shades of Filth today. 50 Shades of Filth. Listen, they're, like I said, the South. We've got different players now for different kinds of games and different kinds of styles, and we're no doormat anymore. And if we're going to show Chelsea things are changing at Stamford Bridge, and this ain't your bloody lucky day when you play us and get them 3 points in the bag, we need to mix it up. We need to mix it up and fight fire with fire, and we need to let them know that what. Okay, there's a woman having a domestic on her phone, as you do, like a Tuesday, mate. I hope she ain't talking to herself because she is. Whoa.
Her husband's probably a Chelsea fan.
Mate, I would not want to be her husband. Okay, what? I just want to see us play. Just play them at their own game. Play them at their own game, and I'm going to give you a very quick tour of the Scotland Yard because they've just opened up. So I'm going to go get my table, then I'm going to come back outside. Come on, boys. Let me just get my table. That's the way.
Look at this. Tottenham on tour live from the Scotland Yard.
Yeah, live from the Scotland Yard.
And it's live. 1 second, let me just grab my table.
Let's see the wall of white. Come on, you Spurs.
I'm so buzzing now.
What's up, ladies? We good? Yeah. Good.
Everybody in the yard, give us a come on, you Spurs. Come on.
Wait, I'll get a couple when we finish the show. I'll come in, boys, just here, anywhere on this table. That's my table here, okay?
Absolutely love it.
1 second.
Look at that. He's
Let
just
me
walked
just get
in.
outside
Walks
the
in.
park.
This is my table. This is my spot.
Let me just get outside the park. That's it, my tape, mate. I have my table, the captain's table, reserved for the whole season. Now I can get back outside.
I love
Right,
that.
that's done.
I want to hear the noise in there today, Brian. Make sure you
Oh,
get
mate,
recordings.
there's going to be loads and loads of videos coming from the yard today. It's going to be packed. It's going to be packed.
No, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for it. But look, Nick was speaking about Barry, whatever you want to call him. I don't even know his proper name anymore. He was speaking about breaking records. Well, Harry Kane can equal or break records today. He's 2 behind Raheem Sterling to become to score the most goals for one club in the Premier League, or 2 behind Aguero. Sorry, and he's also 2 behind Thierry Henry for most goals in London London derbies as well, in London games. So hopefully Harry Kane can break records. But I mean, Brian, last time we didn't have Kulu Sexy. We didn't have Ben Techers, Romero. Are these guys the difference makers today?
Put it this way, they're going to make a huge impact. They're going to make a huge impact. Romero is just an unbelievable defender. I honestly reckon that within 2 years you're talking about the best centre back in the world. And I ain't joking. That's literally, the guy is just incredible. And as Bob Spur always says, I can't think of a striker that actually got the best of him last season. I cannot think of a single striker that actually could say outdone Romero. He is vital. And what Kulusevski has brought to this team, and he's Kane and Son are allowed to do what Kane and Son do, and now they've got the added bonus for Kulusevski. So it's such a triple threat. And we saw with his performance against Southampton and against Rangers, Kulusevski looks on a different planet to what he was last season. And you look at it, and I saw Match of the Day did it at the end of the Southampton game. Since Kulusevski has come, the top 3 people with goal involvements are Kane, Son, and Kulu.
It's unbelievable.
You cannot. And we thought Son and Kane were the dream partnership. Well, it's become the dream trio. I mean, it's very rare you can get 3 players, especially Son and Kane. They've had 7 years to work on their understanding relationship on the pitch as well as off it. But then you add Kulu into it, and it's new blood, and you're like, right, you're going to play in a 3, get to know. And he has literally turned it into a deadly trio instead of a deadly twosome. And it's absolutely unbelievable. And mate, I think he potentially is going to cause absolute pandemonium at Stamford Bridge today.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the look on their faces when they realise how good Kulu Sexy actually is. We've scored the most goals in 2022 as well, so it's unrivaled. We've got the best front 3 across Europe.
Sorry, mate, you had as well about Kane and his records. Listen, that man is just a record-breaking machine. That guy was born breaking records. Anything he does, he breaks the record. This guy is such a incredible, and as we know, him and Son, I would say, were the 2 players that weren't on their game as much as the rest of the team that game. But listen, they've had so many where they're the only 2 that have been on their game, that they're allowed the odd game here and there off. But for a fact, Kane and Son will be pumped for this. And then, like Nick said earlier, Richarlison's come on, and what a way! I mean, people are still very up. You're either liking Richarlison or you're not liking Richarlison. It's kind of one of those at the moment. Well, if you come on and do a Danny Rose and score on your debut, and we win against this lot away, and you've scored the winning goal, that's it, done. And like Nick said, this game is made for Richarlison. I expect to see him come on, and I'm saying that he is going to score the winner.
Well, he loves scoring against Chelsea, Brian. So he does. I mean, as well, the reason why he wasn't able to play last week is because he threw a flare against Chelsea. So I'll be honest with you, I kind of endorse Slick Rick to come on, score a goal, and throw another flare back in the stand to take another suspension. I mean, it'd be the ultimate shithousery. I would absolutely love it. But speaking on Harry Kane as well, Brian, I remember last year Harry Kane dominated one of them games that Stamford Bridge. I think it was the second half. He completely dominated him. He scored and then got the goal disallowed because that stupid rule. 2 players behind the goalkeeper trying to block the shot, but yet they still disallow it. Absolutely bollocks. So Harry Kane will be hunting for goals today, along with Son. Not getting off the mark against Southampton, but yet we scored 4. We'll be absolutely killing them. At backline, that retirement village back there for Chelsea, they will not know what's bloody hit them. And then just quickly on Romero as well. Look, I've seen this guy make strikers change their game. They go at him once. They think about going at him twice. They might get brave and do it a second time. He absolutely crunches them. He rolls them up quicker than a joint rolled up at a tree huggers convention. It's absolutely ridiculous what he does to these guys, right? And it ultimately gets to the point that anytime the ball comes near them, they pass it away. They do not want to know. I've seen against Roma, Romero's running at one of their players. Now, they know what Romero's like. He blew the ball into the stands. He did not want that physicality that Romero offers. Chelsea will not know what hit them today. And these guys, Kane or Kulusevski, Bentekers, the Argentinian assassin, they will be absolute different makers today. Barry, we obviously have to score goals here today to win. Now, last season in London derbies, we lost all 5 away London derbies, and we've only scored 1 goal. Do we have the answers up front to take it to Chelsea today and get the goals needed to slap these back down to reality?
Abso-freaking-lutely. We have the best 3 players. I would go not only in the Premier League, I'd say in the world. There's any team would want these 3 players: Son, Kulusevski, and Kane. Not only that, we have Richarlison to come off the bench to like Brian says, if he comes on, he comes on and wins gets the winner. Look, you look at that Chelsea lineup, where are the goals coming from?
Who have they got? Call it out. Have you got it? Call it out.
I mean, you've got their front 3: Havertz, Sterling, and Mason Mount. Our front 3: Kulusevski, Kane, and Son. There's no comparison. And look, they're going to be up for it. They're always up for it because it's always Chelsea, regardless of how they played last week. But look, Cucurella's starting for the first time in his new team. Has he had enough time? Probably not. Silva's old. Reece James injury prone. Koulibaly's slow. Look, we can sit there and we can say,
what's up, Matty Frank?
Or we can sit there and say all we want about that. You've got Jorginho and Conte in the midfield. They're the ones that are going to have to hold that whole team together. But we don't need to worry about holding the team together. Coming off the bench for us, like I said, we've got Doherty to come on for Emerson. We've got Brian Hill on the bench. We've got Perisic, Mora, Tanganga, Basuma. Look, we've got enough enough to come off the bench to make an impact. Basuma and Richarlison, especially looking at those 2. And look, I wouldn't even be surprised if something happens and Tanganga gets thrown on. You never know, because this is a team where we've gone away from backup strikers, backup this, backup that. We've got a squad, we've got depth. We need more. We know that, but from where we've been in the past to where we are now, our squad against any other squad in that league, I'm not having any of it. The only 2 squads that beat us, City and Liverpool, and even Liverpool, they're still shy of that midfielder. Now with Thiago injured as well, look, it's only City. It's only City that's coming. That's really going to do it, and really coming on for Chelsea, who's going to impact the game. There isn't really many people that you can sit there. Ziyech and Chilwell, right? Those 2. Ziyech in the mud from Ajax, giving it the big one like Theo Walcott, coming off on the stretcher. We all know how that turned out. Chilwell, obviously, how's he feel? He's been dropped. He may have a knock, but he's been someone that, in my opinion, he's good, but he's not 62.5 million good, right? So come on, let's be real. Chelsea at the moment are playing Championship Manager and just dropping whatever they want to drop. Yeah, that's not going to win you games. That's not going to build you a squad. We smart business, 25 million on Basuma, Kulusevski, the money we paid for him and the output that we've given it. Romero, Bentancur, they're the types of signings that you want. We can sit there and go, let's go and drop 90 million on Bastoni and test Inter's resolve. But look, the business, like you said, Don Paratici, he's cooking better than Stell. But yeah, look, I'm buzzing, guys. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Nick, you need to do a mic drop. Jesus Christ.
You know me, right? When I'm at the game and when I'm there, I'm all in, like 100%. By the end of it, I'm exhausted. I am so pumped up now that I can't even, like, oh my God, it's like 48 minutes till kickoff. Oh man, mate, Brian, I wish I was there with you. And we were literally like, tables would be going up, beers thrown everywhere. Oh my word.
Well, you saw at the North London Derby one, like.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready to go. I'm ready to just. There's going to be literally. I don't know. I saw the video. I don't know whether you saw the video earlier. The Spurs fans were on a boat on the Thames this morning, singing.
Yeah, that's on our channel.
Yeah. So, I've been. I can't even speak now. Look, I'm just that ready for it. I'm ready to sit there.
As DB says, I'm more pumped than a stallion sent to a stud. Absolutely, absolutely love that. Look, I wouldn't even worry about Mason Mount. The only thing he's mounted today is that stretcher by the time Romero gets takes his ankles out from underneath him. I cannot wait. We're absolutely pumped. We're 47 minutes away from kickoff, and the tensions, the excitement and everything else is just building. I cannot wait for this game. But Daigle, where do you think this game will be won for Tottenham? For me, I look at Krampabali, the guy who went down against Everton, not tested, no one running in behind him, and still went down with cramps. More cramps than my missus at times. It's absolutely a joke. I mean, where do you think we should get at this Chelsea team today? Where do you think we'll win this game? And by the way, I fucking hate Chelsea.
Mate, listen, we all hate Chelsea, not just because of the North London derby, just because they're vile. The majority of them are vile. I just think, listen, all over the pitch, if you look at it, I keep saying this, our front three is electric. The back three, all right, there, we still haven't kept the clean sheet, but after the one goal against Southampton, we look solid. Do you know what? You can see the goal, as long as we score more. I think, like you said, it's the same lineup, Bentancur and Højbjerg. Bentancur has just added levels to everyone's games. I think you got a feeling that Chelsea are going to try and attack Royale, aren't they? But listen, the last time I went to a game and saw that happening, it was Man City, and Romero dealt with it. What Emerson couldn't, Romero did. It's that front three again, mate. If we can get service to that front three, like you said, their defence is not what it used to be. No. It's not what it used to be. You can go down, mate. You go down the years. There's always been that Frank Leboeuf. There's been the Desai. There's been John Terry, unfortunately. There's always been that one rock. And all right, Koulibaly could turn out to be that one, but it's his second game. Yeah. They've been depleted. They're coming into this at the moment. They don't know. They're in transition. That famous word that we get called with. It's a rebuild, something we get labelled with. Well, as Conte said, we've laid the foundations, and now we're building floors 1 and 2. And I just think you look at that bench. Even when Nick called out the bench, it used to be. Do you know what I mean? The first game I went to at the new ground was the 3-0 when Jimmy Greaves died, when we got battered by Chelsea, and they had Kante on the bench. Kante came on the bench, and within 2 minutes, within 7 minutes of the second half, we were 2-0 down. Sorry?
That game was under Nuno, I think, the first game.
Yeah, it was under Nuno. But that's the thing. They could have Conte on the bench. You go back to the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley I was at when we lost 4-2 when we played Heung-min Son at left back. They had Hazard and other people on the bench that they brought on. We haven't been able to do that against this lot. But you look at that bench now, a Basuma, a Richarlison, a Longley, and the other host of people that are there. There you go. I love singing that song with Bobby K. Skip with Little K. Little K's my...
Give us a belt of it, Dave. Come on. Give us a belt of it.
He eats spaghetti, he drinks Moretti, he hates fucking Chelsea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte. And I know Little K is singing that. I know Little K is singing that in the car.
He hates fucking Chelsea.
1, 2, 3, 4. Antonio Conte. Yeah, but getting back to it, mate. The bench and the options we have. can now influence the game. At long last, we can. Where it's not just we need this 11 to stay fit and on their game for 90 minutes. There's chances to change formation, change the play, change the personnel. There's so many options. That's why this time this is the chance. And do you know what? When we take it, and I repeat, not if, when we take it, this is a huge marker sent to the Premier League to go, holy shit. Spurs are just beating Chelsea. It's not just beating Chelsea. Everyone in the league knows how bad we are at Stamford Bridge. Everyone knows. And if we can do this, when we do this, it will send ripples. Actually, it will send tsunamis down the Premier League. So yeah, I just think they're gettable today.
Yeah, look, first of all, you mentioned about the foundations. I heard Chelsea tried to buy our foundations, but they couldn't afford them since Abramovich got sent packing. But, Barry, Brian talks about winning today, sends a statement around the Premier League, sends out shockwaves. I mean, do you agree with Daigle that a win today can really set us up for this season?
Look, I said before the transfer window started, I said we're winning the league. I'm full on deluded in that, and I don't care what people say. All those fans out there, and we're going to talk about this tonight with some of them, all those fans out there, when was the last time you won a trophy? When was the last time you done this? When was the last... We're in the here and now, everybody. Here and now. Here and now, pound for pound, Spurs go up against any team, they beat them. We done Liverpool. We should have beaten Liverpool. We done City twice, home and away last season. Let's talk about the here and now. We are going to absolutely go into this game. We win this game. We're not sending shockwaves. We're rattling everyone, and that's what I love, because they're all the other fans are going to be rattled. They're going to be sat there going, "Oh, we'll wait and see." The next game that we should be worrying about is the City game. After the first 10 games, they're the only two really. We need to be professional like we were against Southampton. Take it one game at a time, right? We've got the World Cup mid-season. Anything can happen. Liverpool, look, we know what we say about Liverpool and Man City. They haven't come up against anyone that's good. Arsenal, again, not come out outside anyone's good. Teams are going to drop points where they don't think we're going to drop points. And we just need to, like I said last night and a couple of days before, we go August 15 out of 15, then we can start reevaluating, because then we're going to go into games in midweek. Then we've got the Champions League draw in whatever it is, 11 days' time. We've got the Champions League draw, 12 days' time or whenever it is. We've got that to contend with. And that's when it's going to start getting, everyone's going to be affected by that. So look, it will send utter shockwaves through the whole of the Premier League. It will send shockwaves through all those other fans. They'll be on Twitter. They'll be on streams. They'll be saying, "Oh, look at Tottenham. They've won 2 games. They're top of the league. They're giving it the big one." Yeah, and damn right, because we've had to go through the pain. We've not bought our success. We've not done a Chelsea. We've not done Man City. We've not bought our way to leagues. We've not bought our way to trophies. We've done it in the right way. Okay, we can all sit there. We can criticize. We can criticize Levy. We can criticize for what he's done in the investment with players. But look, we've got a world-class stadium. We've got world-class training facilities. We've got a world-class manager. We've got a world-class sporting director. And now we're getting a world-class team on the pitch. Mic drop.
Absolutely love that.
I have to say, Nick for PM. And Nick for PM in the...
I've never seen
I just want to make sure. Wait, what's that? You can't hear the music or the Spurs music in the background, can you?
No.
Okay, no. I don't want to get the guys in trouble.
I've never seen Nick so pumped up. It's absolutely great to see. He is buzzing.
He is, mate.
Lachfon says Koulibaly is about to get a rude awakening. We are about to give him the biggest welcome to the Premier League that he could ever imagine. Harry Kane is going to drop deep, pull him out, and then Son's going to run in behind and drag him in behind. He's going to be absolutely run ragged. In fact, he'd probably drop to his knees and beg Thomas Titty to pull him off that pitch. I cannot wait to give him that awakening. We also got Jerry Calhoun. He says 3-1 Spurs. Absolutely love that, my man. I'm loving the optimism. I cannot wait for this kickoff. I cannot wait. But we do have a special guest in the house. Let's get him on. And it's okay.
Wait till you come on.
Oh, it's Little Kane.
Go on, Little Kane.
Go on, man.
Eat spaghetti, drink
He drinks Moretti. He hates freaking Chelsea.
1, 2, 3, 4. Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte. He drinks Moretti. He hates freaking Chelsea.
1, 2, 3, 4. Antonio
Come on,
Conte.
Conte. Antonio Conte.
There we
Good
go.
morning, boys. How are ya?
Mate, it's like boys to men here.
I'm pumped. I'm absolutely pumped for this game. I cannot wait.
Come on, you
Smash
Spurs.
Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, come on, you Spurs. What? That's it? That's all your
That's
energy? No,
Yes,
come
energy,
on.
okay.
You can do
Come
better
on.
than that.
He
You
needs
can
to
do
show
better.
Big up, little K. Big
Have a
up.
good day, guys. Enjoy the game, everybody.
See you, boys.
See
Enjoy
you soon,
yourself.
little K. See you soon, Big K. Where's Big K?
Good
Where's
morning.
Big K?
Good morning.
Is that Big K? He's doing his best Nick impression.
He's got to get
doing his best Nick.
He's doing. And now we go to Nick on In the Wall.
Oh,
Good
dear.
morning, Nick. Man, I've never seen Nick so pumped up. I'm loving it. You got us all jacked up on the drive here down to the pub. Dago will be with you shortly, boys. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Good morning to you beautiful people. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on!
Come on!
This is it, boys. 3-1. I've been saying it all week. Kane, Dyer, Decky. That's it. Like Barry, I'm dropping the mic and running off on that one. What do you think, boy? Kane, Dyer, and Decky. Yeah. I gave your man Sonny all kinds of love the other day. I don't want your brother getting upset. So, gotta keep the balance. But guys, carry on. Thanks for letting us jump in. Little man wanted to sing his song with his F-man uncle, and just get it out there, buddy. So, one more time, Christian. Moretti, it's freaking Chelsea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte. All right, boys, enjoy the game. Come on. Come on, you Spurs.
There you have it, guys. That is the K family on their way down to the Scotland Yard. Absolutely pumped up. But look, guys, we will be ending very shortly. So, Brian, any last final words for these Spurs fans before I let people?
All I can say, listen. When it comes to the strike force, I know Tim from the Spurs song sheet was listening, and I hope he is listening because I'm just about to sing a song that he sings about our front line. It could be Richarlison, no human son, Kulusevski, Kane. Tottenham will score everywhere, away and at the lane. Away and at the lane. Mate, I'm going 3-1. It was 2-1. I'm going 3-1. I'm going Kane, Kulu, and Richarlison winner. And just come on, you Spurs. The Scotland Yard is getting packed. It's starting to fill up now. So,
quickly, while we get Nick, get his thoughts, get in there, get everyone lined up, and let's get them to end on a big come on, you Spurs.
Well, I don't know. See, now they started playing music. I don't know if it'll get the guys in trouble.
Lad, you own that yard. Walk in, walk behind the bar, turn that shit off, and get in there and get everybody.
I may be a big guy in this pub, but I can't walk in and just turn the shit off.
You own that joint, Brian. Get in there. Come on. Round them up. Let's get them going.
Will they get in trouble if they start hearing Spurs music? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Just tell them to turn it off for a minute or two. That's all.
Yeah, that they won't. They won't. I'll tell you what. I'll get you a huge one and send it to you to put on your channel.
Yeah, do.
I'll do that.
Bash,
I'll do that.
My man. I mean, any final words for Spurs fans? Kickoff is literally 35 minutes away.
35 minutes away. Get comfy. Get ready. Settle in. It's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a battle. And come those 90 minutes, we're going to be back at top of that league. Top of the Premier League.
Absolutely love that. Look, for me, I think we're going to beat them on the pitch. We're going to beat them physically. We're going to beat them mentally.
Hello to Mark.
We're going to beat them in the stands as well. Big yourself up. You ready for the game, brother?
You're on camera. What do you reckon you scored today?
Hello, boys. How are you?
All good, all good. You pumped up for the game?
Very.
What's the score?
2-1.
2-1 us.
2-1 us.
I'm going 3-1. Who's scoring?
Kulusevski and Heuberg.
You're going Heuberg. Okay, there we
Marty,
go.
before you go, give us a big come on, you Spurs. Plenty of passion.
Come on, you Spurs!
Louder than that. You're better than that, Mark. Louder. Come on.
Oh, wait, let's do one together. On three.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Come on, you Spurs!
Absolutely love that. I bloody love it. Bloody love it. Cannot wait. But yeah, we are going to beat Chelsea on the pitch, physically, mentally, in the stands, and on social media after the game as well. They better be ready for this tonkin. Like I said earlier, they're going to walk right into my Rizzler skin, and they're going to be rolled up quicker than a joint at a Tree Huggers convention. I cannot bloody wait.
That's one of your best ever.
We are going to absolutely smash 7 shades of crap out of Thomas Tank Engine. I cannot wait. Like I said earlier, the only thing they're signing after this, it ain't a striker. It's a mechanic to fix what's broken over there. But, I mean, Diego, tell people about the channel, my man.
Yeah, mate, people can find me on Tottenham Tour with Brian Ireland and Danny Kiriakou, who is doing the watch-along today with Marlon.
Nice.
So they'll be in the studios now. There is a lot of stuff coming up. And there's something premiering tonight, a very special show that I'll let someone below me discuss.
Yeah, so tonight, boys and ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, we have got Shelfside on tour on Tottenham on tour. So we have Shelfside. We're back with a bang on Thursday night. We had a bit of a summer holiday, so we were back on Thursday. We'll be back next Thursday. But yeah, tonight, 9 o'clock GMT, hopefully we'll have a Chelsea fan. The Man U fan's gone missing after yesterday. A Leeds fan, an Arsenal fan, and us talking about the first 2 weeks, who's going to be top 4, who's going to be the first manager to be sacked, signing of the summer. It's all going to go off. So Spurs, don't let me down, otherwise I'm going to get absolutely rinsed tonight. So
I'll have none of that. We're not letting you down.
That's tonight at 9 o'clock. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, big up Marlon and Danny. Marlon, I think he's making his debut in the studio for the watch along. Danny is in there as well, smelling great. I'm sure I can just about smell him from here. If anyone's ever seen him, has anyone ever seen him at the stadium? If you can smell him from a mile off, the most wonderfully smelling human being on this planet. But yeah, guys, let's go 2-1 Spurs. I don't care who scores. I don't care if what happens. We're winning. We're going back to the top of the Premier League. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
And Danny, if you're watching, Danny and Marlon, you better continue this big dick energy that we have right now, boys, because we are going to absolutely pump Chelsea. No nervousness.
Danny better be on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. I mean, he could be late when he wants, when he smells that good. To be honest with you, he can late wherever he wants to. But look, for me, guys. Do you know what? I'm going 3-0 Spurs. I predict us to be back top of the Premier League. We have to win 3-0 to get back top of the Premier League tonight. And I predict that's going to happen. Look, I'm still not the biggest fan of our backline. I still believe we can improve there. But I'm going to put faith in Bullet Boots today, Dyer. I believe, I actually have a sneaky suspicion he might get on the score sheet. Romero, look, we all know what he's going to do. And then you've got Ben Davies there as well. Up front, I think we'll have far too much for them. I think Kane dropping deep, picking up the balls, spraying them left and right for Son and Kulu going in behind. We're going to have way too much. The only thing Chelsea people will be waiting for is their bloody bus pass, especially that back line. Loftus-Cheek at right wing back. The guy, Thomas Tuchel, he's waving his magic wand, Spelliamus magic, but it's not going to happen. Loftus-Cheek is going to turn into my ass cheek by the time we finish. Guys, if you enjoy what we have done today, and if we have got you pumped up, the link for everyone's channel is here in the chat. Shelfside Spurs, Tottenham on tour, and then myself at the Irish Hotspur. If you want, feel free to get over to all them Spurs channels and smash that subscribe button. And if you don't and we win, well, you know where you heard the confidence first. So then get over there and smash them subscribe buttons. But look, guys, we are going to end it off there. Everybody get the drinks out, get the Moretti, get the spaghetti, because we fucking hate Chelsea. And Antonio Conte is going to deliver today along with the Tottenham boys. This isn't the same old Tottenham that Chelsea are expecting. We are lean, mean winning machines right now, and we're going to roll right through that bridge. I cannot wait. Guys, as always, in Conte we trust. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on,
Come
Spurs!
on! Come on! Coming down.